not the hard assets, but the intellectual assets. So what are intellectual assets that you have accumulated in your past years? Normally is your knowledge, normally is your competencies, and normally is your what they call talent. But how do you bring forward talent into an area where you can then define an exchange? How do you exchange your talent so that everybody can then see your talent, that that is the amount that you have in terms of talent? Yeah. So this is where we want to recognize a lot of us who are trainers, coaches, right? All of us have been doing a lot of training. So a lot of the certificates that they've been giving away has given you a lot of credentials. But when you know that they are piling those credentials, but they are not being accumulated to have a continuity for that credentials, right? So when talking about continuity means they did not able to then substantiate for their next future certificate because it's all stuck within a certain certificate. So this is where Think Plus Learning Bank, we as an assessor of learning, and because we are a certified training provider, not in terms of certified as a trainer, but certified as an assessor, where we can assess the knowledge of all the people that have gained their interest in certain field, and to what extent their interest can then be given some element of CPD, which is called the continuous professional development in terms of their accumulated talent, yeah, accumulated talent. So when we convert their learning, whatever that they have learned, and evidently they have shown that they have learned those things. So what are the things that they have learned? Probably they have attended a seminar, they have attended a forum, they have attended conferences, they have gone to certain projects, they have, get involved in certain field. They themselves are a business owner or they are themselves an employee. So they have acquired a lot of the knowledge, but they have not really put it into a framework, but how much of that knowledge can they park as having a CPD? All right, so this is where Think Plus Learning Bank is accumulating all those learning and park it under a registered platform. So this registered platform that we have set up is called the Sustainable Integrated Model, which is registered under MyIPO. And this simulation or this template or this model is a model that we can then accumulate the points and then match it with their physical evidence that they have already shown in their CV. All right. So that get the understanding right in terms of what the learning bank can do in terms of conversion. So it's like an exchange rate. What is an exchange rate? All right. When you know that when someone has a different currency and someone else have another currency, so there has to be an element of a conversion to indicate what is that value worth. All right. So Think Plus Learning Bank has got an exchange rate to say, okay, how much is that CV of yours or your certificate of yours? It's worth in terms of CPD point according to our model, according to our accreditation assessment. So that is the reason why we are having our own Think Plus Learning Bank. Okay. Now, for those who have questions, you can raise your questions later by raising your hands, or you can put it in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. So under the Learning Bank, we are not just looking at conversion of their certificate into CPD, but we are also having our own certificate where it has a higher rank, a certificate that has got a higher rank, meaning it has international standard certificate. Now, when we talk about international standards, means we want people to upskill their level of whatever that they are in to be having the international standards. But of course, many people will always calculate how much more learning do I have when I already have got A, B, C, D, E, A, F, G. But the A, B, C, D, E, F, G have never been converted into CPD. So that's why the A, B, C, D, E, F, G has about to be converted so that we can have the CPD point to represent their status quo at the present moment, to indicate that they can then exchange it with our certificate. Now, an exchange with certificate meaning if it matches with the CPD, it matches with the CPD that they have request for. So, in other words, it's like a redemption. You redeem whatever CPD that you have accumulated, and now you want to redeem a new certificate. Now, just like any other bonus points that you have acquired in many of your purchases, they give you bonus points or bonus what they call grades or whatever, right? So, and then you want to redeem. So this is the same thing. Under our Think Plus Learning Bank, you can redeem based on the CPD that you have acquired and that we have exchanged it according to our calculation. All right. So most of our international certificates that you want to redeem, they fall under different accreditation, right? We have ISO 17024, we have City and Guild, we have GAFM, we have universities, we have many accreditation body. But we are bringing those certificates to those who have got their CPD accumulated match with our CPD points, that if you were to bring in your knowledge as according to that level. Okay. Now, this is where I'm not going to talk very much now. I'm going to go to my page, and then from there you get to see what I'm referring to. Okay. So we all see, okay, you have seen my slides, not my slides, actually my web page. Okay. Now, this is my web page, where this web page is holding the custodian of the Think Plus Learning Bank. Okay. Now, Think Plus Learning Bank is being registered also under our My IPO. As soon we will have it released, the information to you. Now, under this Think Plus Learning Bank, as you say, we are not new in the market. We have been doing a lot of our training ourselves. But what is interesting under our Think Plus Learning Bank here, we have a master training calendar. A master training calendar. What is a master training calendar? That means we have a list of many types of training modules that falls under the master, and we will go one by one under this training master. And then we also have got a lot of what they call information regarding what you want to learn regarding this website. Okay, under our training videos, you can listen to that. So, and then when we want to look at the reason why we are doing this learning bank, yeah, you can look at some of the menus up here, and you will see some of the sub menus. The learning pathway, the accessibility integrated model, which is where we are using the conversion of the CPD through our what they call our model. And of course, for those who wants to understand about ESG, we ask them to do their self-ESG report first before they want to really understand why the people are going for the corporate ESG. Okay, but in our training program, we have already topics covering the corporate ESG. But for talking about personnel, people are looking for competencies for themselves. They themselves need to know what is their self-ESG. So we're not going to talk about ESG, but we're going to talk about what it takes for people to convert their CV into their CPD. So here you can have the understanding about the CPD under the CPD menu. All right, under the CPD menu, they will give you an explanation regarding your CPD, what it stands for, and why it's important for you to accumulate your CPD, and what type of evidence that we need to see. All right, what types of evidence we need to see to substantiate your CPD point. Even though our system will calculate based on your CV and your list of trainings that you have listed over there, But we also want to see the evidence of the list of things that you have done in the past, all right? And whether you have attended seminar, conference, forums, projects, whether you have done CSR activity, whatever you are supporting an association and the list of things that you do, right? So this is where a lot of people at the present moment, they never acquire all these certificate because they think they just pass their time. But that's where time are going to be wasted without changing into CPD. So what we did is that all this evidence, all right, as long as they have evidence of what they do in anywhere that they've been, so that can be converted into CPD points. So definitely that will substantiate regarding of how they match with the industry. Now, the Think Plus Learning Bank has got different industries that we focus. All right, it can be focused on sustainability, it can be focused on people who wants to understand the carbon credit, the biodynamics, the sustainable tourism, the health and wellness, the halal industry, the education industry, the standards in terms of what are all the international standards that you need to know of, the sustainability leadership, right? The regenerative one. We're not talking about sustainability leadership in terms of leadership of the past, right? Leadership of the future, the regenerative and the agile leadership. Of course, sectors of the oil and gas, because I'm also very close with oil and gas and energies and all the other green technology that you can think of that falls under energy transition and waste management. Now, when we look at the past CPD, and then they are already inside an industry where all their learning will need to be upgraded, of course, because the future are not static. The future are all robust and people need to upgrade themselves. So how do they upgrade themselves? This is where the upgrading can come in when they can offset their old CPD, the knowledge that they acquired coming from their past experience. Now they can earn a new CPD coming from the learning bank, and then they can get their new certificates because our certificates are based on what are the topics you learn in the past and the present, and whether you have matched with the number of CPDs that are required to be filled or to be accumulated. That's where you then get your what you call your certificates. Now, so the learning bank comes with the fact that
advanced certificate in applied sustainable practices.
yeah, your past experience, your work experience, your volunteering work.
So you can accumulate all that
of the past that you have accumulated it as an asset. And a lot of people may just leave it as a memories of the past, memories of your networking and so on. But here we want to substantiate it with a value that you can then earn new certificates or earn new learning, right? Depending whether you want a certificate or not, it doesn't matter. But it helps you to already reduce, of course, the cost of your earlier certificate if you were to do it right from the beginning, from scratch. And of course, it helps you to remind you of what you have learned in the past, and you know that it's not wasted. That's why most of the time people learn and then you leave it. All right. But here under our learning bank, if you have learned something, definitely if you have practiced it, you have acquired the knowledge, you have spread the knowledge, definitely it will grow within yourself, within you yourself, right? So the learning bank is to help you bring up and upskill you to the level that you can go higher, all right? So there are some of the explanation, right? But if you want to see what are the topics that we cover under the learning bank, these are topics which we believe at the present moment we are working with many trainers. So for those who are trainers here, some of your topics may fall in some of our calendar, and this list is not limited, right? In other words, it is growing. It's growing, and a lot of my trainers right now, they are giving me a lot of lists, and I'm matching their lists of their topics within our calendar, pool of calendar here. Now, all of you who probably want to know what is this calendar all about? Yeah, as I said just now, if you want to get new certificates and you want to learn the new topic, but if you were to go under a traditional way, sometimes they make you go through all the topics that sometimes you already know, and you do not want to get into topics which you already learned or you already master of, but there is some element of like a compulsory thing, you must go through it. All right, here under our learning bank, you can choose and pick your modules based on what you believe you want to accumulate it to fulfill the requirement of getting a certificate. Let's say you need a 30 hours CPD to get an executive master, WASP plus a project and so on. So sometimes you have too much of knowledge on, let's say, on a certain topic, but when you talk about sustainability, it's not about just one subject. You've got to have a master of many subjects, right? So that's why here under the learning bank, you can pick any of the topic under our calendar, whether you want to choose 2 of here or 3 of there. So the menus that you choose from the buffet of ranges of topics is entirely up to you. All right, because it is your needs that we are trying to fulfill. It is your choice, not about we putting you the list of all the things that you need to learn, which you sometimes feel that you don't need it. All right, so the choices is entirely up to you. Now let's look at some of these topics, right, that maybe some of you are fully aware or not fully aware, doesn't matter. But now let's say you want to talk about carbon credit and you want to know more about carbon credit, so you can choose here. Yeah, you choose here. So some of the topics will be updated here. All right, so here are some topics which are being put under different how to call trainers. Yeah, you have different trainers. Some trainers are coming from other training institutes. Some are coming from a different training institute. So it's not an issue. But the calendar here is not about, oh, is this the only date that you have to come in? No, these dates are just as given by the trainers, but you can request for the training dates to be changed. How do you do that? All right, so let's say, because some of the trainers are also in Malay and in English, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's say you want to learn about this training about, so happen that they have put it here, the trainer is Dr. Noor, which is me, let's say, and then you can then look at here, and the date was supposed to be 12th of March, and if you are not available on this date and at this time, you can definitely request, since you like this topic very much, you can, after you fill up, you can request for the different date where you are, whether you are from this country or some other places. You can say, oh, I am in time zone Dubai time zone, or I am in India time zone or whatever. All right, and of course your language, if you want a subject that it is within your own language, so you can request for it. Okay, and then there is this beautiful part, because here learning bank is about prosperity. You know, a lot of people who have got a lot of their network and how they want to earn money coming out from here. Yeah, excuse me, what is this? Okay, I'm Microsoft. Oh, is this applicable to me? No. So can you, whoever is asking questions to my staff, can you hold on that question? Because I cannot answer 2 or 3 things together. All right. So now we're talking about the referral. Here is a list of people whom they have signed up as our strategic partner. When they sign up as a strategic partner, means they can become our referrals. So they can definitely earn something coming if they have clients coming in through our referrals here. Okay. Now, so the fact that this learning bank that we have, we are not just making people coming to just get a CPD. We are also helping people to earn money coming from our learning bank. So if you want to become just a strategic partner and you want to list yourself as a referral to us, so we will then put in you as a referral. Okay, so that's the beauty part. But if you come in without any referral, it's fine. It's not an issue. Okay, so but if we have strategic partner coming from different institution and they have different students, so they don't want their student to go direct because they want to manage their student. So that's where they will then fill up themselves as the referral. Okay, and then of course we have requests if people wants to have it physical. Some of them we said yes, I want it to be in physical format. I would like it not online. Definitely you can request for it, okay? Because as you said, we all customized this platform for you. Now, all our modules here are 1 hour module. 1 hour module. So I believe in structuring content to be put in 1 hour. So one CPD, if you're coming online, is a 1 CPD hour. All right. So, but if you are converting your CV, so it's not like, the conversion is the same. No, it's not. It all depends on the background of the certificate. Now, if you are a qualified trainer and you want to be a coach and you know that this subject is very strong to you and you want to be a trainer for this subject, by all means, you can fill it up and put your name here. I am a qualified trainer. I want to be a trainer for this module. Very well. We are more than happy to receive you. Now, other than you liking the modules, other than you want to becoming the strategic partner, right? Strategic partner means you can come in as a coach, as a trainer, as a referral, as a business facilitator, whatever, all right? So we then have a separate letter of appointment for you. But as I said, every element here, you can communicate with us. So you don't have to send by email, you just communicate through the topics that you have here. And then once you register here, then of course the back end will get it. Now the beautiful part here, let's say you are looking for these courses, you want to fill up some of your certificates that you want. All right, so here we have the JFM certificate, which is the Certified Accessibility Development Specialist, needs 30 CPDs. All right, and we have the Certified ESG Consultant that need 30 CPDs. Then we have many other lists of certification here. All right, whether you want City and Guilds, assured certificate on sustainability, whether you want to have ISO under the competent person, there are different levels of ISOs here. All right, so all these can be entertained, but you have to remember that you must fulfill your total number of CPDs. But as I said, if you have already convert your past experience and your past certificates into a CPD and park into our learning bank will have the record. Right now,
So convert all that we have now that you know, turn it into a module. Yes. Yes. I checked with you. This module and the one they give to this one. So maybe there's a more detailed one.
matter of
the one you give to
whether they want to upgrade their CPD to another level or they want to just leave it there and remain there in our learning bank. It doesn't matter. It's like your investment. How much of money you keep in the bank will still have its record. It doesn't grow. But if you want to apply, you want to redeem or you want to apply, that's where you need to then claim it, redeem it based on the request that you will have. Okay, so that's more on the registration of the all the courses. So here, as I said, we have many topics. All right, if you are a trainer for many topics, it doesn't matter. You just have to look at some of this calendar again. Yeah, we have many list topic here. You can go to oil and gas, you can go to energy, you can go to artificial intelligence. All right, you can go to corporate social responsibility. We also have property investment, cooperative management. Yeah, we also have marine and logistics. So many subjects. Soon we're going to have senior caretaker. Yeah, senior caretaker, or people who wants to go into the senior caretaker. Yeah. So yeah. So for those who have not unmuted yet your phone or your computer, yeah, let's unmute it. Yeah, let's mute it. Okay, so as I said, how many of you wants to become coaches and trainers? Of course, we need to ensure that you are a certified trainer yourself, right? And then you can give me a list of your topics that you want to register under our Think Plus Learning Bank. And how much do you make out of? I think that is basically a lot of people wants to know. Now, for those who want to